Shazam! Hey everyone. Give me a minute to get my cameras together. Woke up this morning, showered, dressed, went out the door, went downstairs. I couldn't tell you why to save my life. Let's see which camera is which. Okay, so if we do that, let's fix our turn out out of focus. Let's bring white. It's probably that. That should be good. Hope everyone else had a better day. So I ended up coming back upstairs, puking my guts out, rinsed off, and passed out. Happy Halloween, guys. Hey, JB Awesome. Hey, Greg. I'm having to lean over because you guys right now are behind the light. Awesome. I had a broccoli, chicken, and spinach dinner with a protein shake. Yeah, I know it ain't great. It's not great. Things we do to try and improve our health. As you can see, there's my Lamborghini from last night. Other than a few color swaps, just a freaking awesome end result. Super happy. Maybe top 5 Chinese sets I built. Cajun style Alfredo. That sounds good. That sounds awesome. Trying to figure out how close I should. There isn't that many pieces in it, so I can probably do this without trays and keep it on the desktop. So let's try that. One more camera. Let's switch over. Top down. Oh no, it's this one. Okay, I'll have to manually. Ooh, how about that? I just got done. Oh, did you? So how good was your score? In Toronto, one of the best places to go would be the police stations and fire halls. They give like you wouldn't believe. They are the best. I might move this over a bit more. There we go. Which view we're going to go with? This one, maybe? That seems to be a good view for me. Too much to count. Here, let me just show you the Lambo. Look at that baby. Definitely one of the nicest I've added to my collection. I don't even know if I'll go and try and get the 4 what pieces I need in white that I swapped black out for. Okay, we won't share that card. I figured being Halloween, it'd be nice to do this tiny build. Chucky, and hopefully everything's here and it's a good experience because it's too small to have problems. One of our little mock block bags. Oh, dude, it's going to eat the Speed Champs one. I mean, the Speed Champs one I liked, but I'm never going to look at the Speed Champs Lamborghini again after that. I mean, that's sweet. And I'm even envisioning a handful of mocks that wouldn't be hard to, modifications. It wouldn't be hard to do. Like, I would really like to improve the A-pillar here. So there is some numbering, but I'm pretty sure that was more for the manufacturer than for me because there's nothing numbered and there's not a lot of pieces. I mean, this whole thing is under, I want to say 300. There's not a lot to it. Which camera is that? Camera 1? I want to do a little tweak. So, camera 1 is going to strip our light. Yeah, because I don't actually have all my lighting on, so we're gonna kind of tweak it just a little, just slightly, just because I know it can be better. Okay. I'm gonna take these off. Just gives me a little more space to work with. So we're going to work from the large file. But yeah, so I very unfortunately did not make it into work, which is unfortunate for me and unfortunate for my team. I mean, I'm hoping, I feel warm, but I don't have a fever yet. So I'm hoping it's not an underlying issue, but we're definitely in the middle of, or the beginning of the flu season here in Canada. We're all being recommended to go get our shot. Yeah, I'm hoping so too, buddy. I mean, I feel fine. Like right now, like relatively fine. So 5 of these little bags. And hopefully I get something cool out of it. Now this is definitely one of these builds that'll give me some anxiety only because the color scheme is kind of trash for me. So we're going to move this over. I can see the chat and it blew up the instructions because again, we're working from PDFs. Pretty much whenever you see that yellow bag come on my screen, you know what we're in for. We are doing PDF builds. Double-edged sword because it also means I see the screen more, right? I pay attention more. Wifey is at our friend's place. They're going to go hand out candy. We basically never get anyone at our door here. Okay, so really tight clutch, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not complaining. Yeah, I did something new this morning, and I don't know if that had any effect on me, which was black coffee on the empty stomach and out the door. I really don't know. I mean, I have black coffee on and off, and I've been adding black coffee recently to my diet, and I've been doing fine with it. Cold black coffee, actually. And I did make it cold this morning. It was not hot. Hot coffee runs right through me. Through the number 2. I don't know about you guys, but Chucky, at least the early stuff, loved it. And my dad loved it too. I mean, for me, the horror genre as it was in the 80s, you know, the Friday 13 and Halloween and Freddy and just all that stuff was, I mean, that was the height to me of all this horror stuff. I mean, modern ones have definitely done better with effects, but they're not better stories. They don't scare me more. They don't make me watch their shows late at night. And wow, look at this. So you can see the quality. Let's see, where's our camera? You can see our quality here from the different suppliers. Like I'm seeing 4 different blues here. It would probably look even more contrasty if I had even more of my lights on. I'm not complaining. It is what it is, but if there's any huge issues with missing parts, I will need to get creative. A few more round bricks. If I go in tomorrow, well, not if. I should be going in tomorrow. That's the last day of work this week, and then I get to recover and chill. I will be starting the lighthouse build as my next build after Chucky, though. So I'm excited for that. That's the review sample sent to me by Massini. 1,000-piece build. Probably going to be 4 to 6 streams. Really excited. That'll be my first official Massini build. I might even have a discount code on there. We'll see. Wow, these colors. Inconsistent. Oh, and my frustration with Facebook continues. See, I started streaming some of the stuff to Facebook again. I've been doing it to my 4 groups, or my personal page and 3 of my groups. And I kid you not, they tagged my video last night. 54 seconds for music I don't own. I didn't play a single piece of music last night. What I did do was sing 4 words, though. Very frustrating. Facebook's the absolute freaking worst. And I don't know if it was auto-detected or if someone smacked me around. Let's see, the only movie that I remember the theme for was It. And I hate clowns. Oh, I got stories about clowns, dude. Yeah, no frills here in Toronto. I knocked the clown out. He was in my face, and it wasn't even like Halloween. This is like 25 something years ago. I don't know, right after college. And we're shopping, and we're in front of No Frills, and I guess he's kind of doing, you know, a little playful miming stuff, just trying to get tips or whatever. Got in my face and, you know, all giggles and fun, but he irritated the F out of me and wouldn't back off and wouldn't take a hint. And I had to drop him. It was ridiculous. But now my family and my best friend and stuff, they love to poke at me about clowns. I don't like clowns. I think everyone should be fearful of anyone intentionally walking around with a mask on, you know, covering up their identity. It's bad enough that, you know, with COVID that we put on the stupid tampons or whatever, you know, the, the, rags. But then it's like, you know, mostly over. Now people are actually taking advantage of it. They wear that shit and then they commit crimes, right? And it's funny because the same people doing that, like, didn't believe in any of the shenanigans that made us put those stupid things on our face anyway. But they take full advantage of it. These punks robbing businesses in their communities, you know. That was that Stephen King? Like based on his books? I want to say yes. And I hope there's no substitutes from whoever put this out there. So this will be a crappy set if they substituted something important color-wise. All right, we need some of these Technic bricks for the star. We're going to need some pneumatic T-joints. Hey, Brett's build. Shazam. Ooh. Wow. I hope that's not meant to be there as a joint because that's going to be damn near impossible. Everyone click on his name and you can go to his channel, see his content. Same thing for JDP Builds. If you click on his name in the YouTube chat, assuming you're on the YouTube, if you're on the Facebook or the Kick or the X or the Twitter or whatever, Twitch, join the YouTube one. All bricks count. Use that chat. I just stream everywhere so you catch me. That's not necessarily where I want you to see me. Or watch me, I should say. Uno, wait. Ooh, hot chocolate. I gotta admit, if I gotta choose between a good hot coffee or good hot chocolate, I take that hot chocolate. Oh my God, they're gonna nickel and dime me for steps here. Like literally one plate here, one plate there. They really just do that to me. And what's worse, do I even have the other one? We didn't do a color sort. We just put all the pieces right here. And that will be maddening if that is my first missing piece. You know, I used to have such good luck with the Chinese stuff, and everyone would watch me and go, "Ooh, I want to buy Chinese sets and do this and do that." And then, you know, of course, you got to watch because where do these pieces end up? Sometimes, like in the brick. That's probably the worst one. When you'll find like a plate inside a brick or a stud that's in a brick. Actually, the tiles are the worst. They hide. Those things are brutal. Brett's got tea. Oh, dude. Hey, tea time with Brett. That's a whole new angle right there, man. No word of a lie. You should be all over that. Okay, first let's make sure I'm putting these pieces on the right spot. Okay, I did the first one there. Second one on what I presume is the back. Okay. I'm guessing my audio is coming through okay because I didn't do a proper audio test. I'm getting lazier as time goes on. Big Nate Shazam. Happy Halloween. Or whatever pagan rituals, festivals you guys believe in at this time of year. Everyone, make sure you click on Big Nate Bricks if you're into YouTube, and you'll jump to his channel. Jump. He's got all kinds of brick goodness over there. Can't remember what we did last year. Did I do a stream last year on Halloween? I can't remember. One year I put a mask on. I kept it on for a full 10 minutes, and that was just brutal. I was sweating balls doing that, and I basically realized I could never do another stream like that again. That was just like foolish. All right, plate with holes. Tiles. Super parched though. Nate, I don't know if you caught last night's stream. Hey, Ryan, Shazam. We got the whole crew. Sweet. If anyone is interested in coming on screen, it's not a big deal either way. You know where the links are. All the regulars know where it is. Nate, though, if you didn't catch the last 10 minutes of last night's build stream, the Lamborghini Part 3, check it out. It come out pretty good. Maybe 4 parts I had. Well, 4 for sure I had to swap out. 6, actually 6 altogether I had to swap out. But it come out looking really good. Let's see. What's these? Okay. I got to figure this out. This is a little tricky because I've got the stream on a very small section. What we're going to do is we're going to cheat and throw it right into the chat, but we'll only do it into the. Can I do it just into the YouTube? One thing we got to do, Brett, we got to get you into our messenger chat. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I hope your internet's a little bit better than last time. It was definitely sketchy to hear you. You don't do Facebook, bud, at all? I mean, I only have it for connecting to Lego people. Otherwise, I don't bother. But that's normally where, because I don't normally put the links anywhere and I don't do individual invites. I put it to the trusted group I usually see on my streams just because it's impossible for me to manage otherwise. Okay, I hear the beep. Now I got to go back and take a look. Let's see. Shazam. Let's see. I'm going to have to edit to squeeze you in a little. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. How come I don't see a 5? Let's do camera slot 5. And we will do this. And are you going to be camera off and just be a talking circle, or what's the deal? Because what I can do is I can make you a smaller.
I might put the camera on.
Well, here, I'll tell you what. Right now, why is that doing that? And save and update. All right. Well, you're there for now. Awesome. How you doing tonight?
It's all that matters.
Oh, where's the branding? Put your name up there.
Hopefully the net's a bit better.
Yeah? Awesome. Now I lost my chat. Where's my chat? There we go. What's Brian saying? The clown scared the F out of me as a kid and still does. Yeah. Didn't they make a second movie for that one? It 2 or something? Am I mistaken in that? I've not kept up on my horror films. Actually, I'll tell you the truth. For me, I don't know if it qualifies. Purge, the Purge series. I mean, it's more slasher than anything else, but I love the Purge series. I even have it on my phone. It tells me what time of year is the anniversary. That's the date of the first Purge, and like I love that. And the 4th movie just came out. Purge Forever, something like that. Let's see. I got to push these together. Oh my goodness. Oh,
it just makes me
okay. So there's definitely quality issues here.
It was the Saw films, Rick.
Sorry, which films? Which films was that, Brett? That you dug?
The Saw.
Oh, Saw. Yeah, I mean they had what, at least 5? Yeah, they had like at least 5 of those, right? I mean, those were something else. They see they're different, and that's why I like those. I mean, they don't follow the same formula as the other guys, and they stood out. JDP likes The Purge. I don't know how many more Purge movies they can make. I think when they did the 4th one, I think they really felt like they were running dry on that concept. And I know they did the series, but I didn't watch it. I should probably go find that before it disappears. So the brick quality here is not great.
Yeah. Just for the camera. Everyone. Oh. I've got my cup of tea.
I'm going to put you up. Hang on. I want to see that. Here. Wow. Oh, you switched off. Here, I'll put it back then. You got your cup of tea.
Too quick.
Yeah, I drink milk on the odd occasion right now and water, so yeah, I guess I'm suffering. I'm not enjoying food or desserts or anything these days, so it's not fun to be me right now. As I'm trying to lean out, and it's working. It's working. I think we're 8 pounds down since Canadian Turkey Day 3 weeks ago. So it's like it's happening, and I feel great other than whatever the hell happened to me this morning. That was just something else. Just I only got a couple floors in my building. I go downstairs, about to walk out the back, and it's like I had that feeling. We all know what that feeling is like, and I just turned around and went back upstairs, and my wife goes, "What are you doing back here?" And I just put my finger up and put my stuff down, went straight to the washroom and took care of what a man has to take care of. And it's like, God dang. And it's like, and it was a bad day for this too, It's like, not good for me, not good for my company. It's like, what can you do? I even sent my boss a message afterwards, just because I felt so bad. And I said, "Listen,
I drink Monster Energy like it's water."
Oh wow! Well, I mean, I like a lot of the Monsters, and I like a lot of the rock stars. When I'm not doing what I'm doing right now, I prefer the Monsters and rock stars that have real sugar. So the ones that have like 200 or 230 calories in a tall can. Those ones I like because they taste amazing. The ones that are like 0 to 10 or 0 to 25 calories, I tend not to like them as much because they taste more medicine-y than anything else, but I do like them. I do like those drinks for sure. Even the lighter ones, like the ones that are rehab, those ones are okay too.
I'm really bad, Rick. I probably drink on a good week. I can drink 25 cans.
So
Maybe
my word, yeah, I think so. You might start getting the shakes. So the worst day I ever had was about 10 years ago drinking those drinks, but I was using that as a tool because I was riding my bikes from Toronto to Niagara Falls, and the one-way trip, shortest trip was 130 kilometers, longest trip was 160, 159. So every 30 to 45 minutes, I'm stopping and I'm getting either one bottle of water in an energy drink or a Gatorade in an energy drink. I don't treat Gatorade as an energy drink. I just treat it as hydration. But and of course, you read some of those cans and they say only consume one in a day or only consume two max in a day, depending on the drink. And it's like, so I'm chugging those down, but I'm burning them out. But at the end of 9 to 11 hours, depending on which of those rides I had done, there was 3 that in a 2-year period there I was doing. Your energy is like wiped out. Your adrenaline you're burned out. All your hormones are whacked out. On one ride, when my wife went to pick me up, and that was on the 159-kilometer one, which was 9.5 hours. By the time she got to me, because when I call her, then it takes her like an hour and a half by car to come get me. She finds me on my ass with my bicycle tied up, locked up, and I'm sitting there, and I got the biggest drink McDonald's has, and I just finished eating like 2 burger meals to replenish some calories. And like, because I had just burned like 9,000 calories or something ridiculous, right, over that period of time. Keep in mind, I was also intaking a lot of those energy drinks, but I'm not counting that crap. But she finds me basically, leaning against the side of the thing, the store, the restaurant, sitting on my ass on the sidewalk like a hobo. Yeah, that was something else. But those were great times. I do intend to try and get one more of those in my lifetime. But now that I'm getting older and aging out, that's looking less and less likely and more difficult. But my nephew, he's about to embark on a 150K ride, presumably in one day. And if he's going to do that in the early spring, that might be something for me to work back up to myself. First trick is to drop another 28 pounds, give or take. That'll put me in that riding range again where I'm not hauling the extra weight. And then to build up, do some 50K rides and do some 80K rides and then build up to what he's doing or what he plans to do. He's only doing 50s right now. So I don't necessarily want to overcommit because I don't know if he can do it. I've never really seen him put out that kind of effort. So new for him. But I don't want to discourage him either. Blue.
I found a problem with the energy drink, Rick. The only thing
that
it doesn't give you the energy to do, which is the one thing you'd actually want it to give you the energy to do, is every time I salt bulk, I sit there with a 4-pack and 2 cans into it. I'm putting the brick back in the tub. I've had enough. I don't want to salt no more.
Yeah.
Now, that's the one thing it does not work as a tool, because if it did, I'd sort my brick out happily.
You know what you might want to try?
For me like that.
Have you ever tried Korean ginseng? Korean ginseng as a supplement? You can find it in any Walmart or similar type store, or any pharmacy with vitamins. Korean ginseng or just ginseng or red ginseng.
Barrett or something like that.
Yeah. And it's great for mental clarity. You might find that might help. It's tough, I don't like to sort. I really don't. there was a lot of years, especially with some Chinese sets of bigger ones, when I was doing a lot of the tank sets and stuff, and 1,000 piece, 2,000 piece. So I would have to pre-sort, and that would be the first hour, hour and a half of my stream. I hated doing it, and yeah, like you, it didn't matter what energy drinks I'd have on the desk, and I always had something. I couldn't. It didn't help. So, but the ginseng, I find, for me with mornings, does give me that mental boost. So I wonder if that would help you with the sorting. Trying to see which way this will work here.
Worth a try. At this point, I'll give anything a go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the stuff's not expensive. I mean, whatever I bought for like 10 or 15 bucks Canadian for this gigantic bottle. Pharmaceutical grade, whatever. I figure it can't hurt. And then maybe if you have it with what you're drinking, like that'd be the nice double whammy to put you over. Oh my goodness, all these tan parts. I didn't realize how many there'd be.
Let's say next time she goes that way, I'll get her to investigate.
Yeah. I mean, over the years, I've tried a lot of different things for a lot of different little problems. Like my shoulder, I have nerve damage, but beyond that, I've got a little scarring and a few other minor issues. So I'm taking manganese, MANGANESE. You dose up on it. So you take at least one a day, build it up in your system. And once you're about 3 or 4 weeks in, you feel some relief or pain. People who think they are having arthritic issues, if you supplement with this stuff, it can help. But you have to build it up, kind of like glucosamine. And that's the same thing. People who think they're arthritic. Glucosamine, if you can take 2 or 3 doses a day, build that up in your system for about a month, then you start feeling some relief. But when you stop, your pains come back, right? So it's kind of you got to keep up with it situation.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Okay, this is clearly one of
a
its
few
arms.
issues myself.
Yeah, and I don't want to use any hardcore prescribed drugs. I'd rather take some of this easy to get stuff over the counter. If it helps, great.
Big pharma are only out for money, Rick. Like you say, these other alternatives. I've got back trouble, and I've had it all my life. It's, people say to me, how do you manage the pain? You don't manage the pain. You just try to focus on something else. You're there.
Yeah.
It's there. It waves and says hello every time you try to do something. But
well, I'm with you with the back pains, and it's like, hey, I got the new chair behind me. You'll notice though, you never see me sitting up. I don't actually need a high back chair. I could do with probably a stool just fine. I actually bought this chair because of the seat. The bucket seat is actually what's comfortable, plus the height adjustment. I actually find to be really good. I don't need the gimmicky ergonomic game player seat, but the bottom's really good because the seat I put out on my balcony, the chair I should say, it was giving me a lot of grief, and I found it really hard to sit on. This has been a lot better. Ooh, there we go. So we do have an upper body.
I had an office chair.
Well, I find absolutely changing chair. Well, even midstream, like I can't sit for more than 2 hours. Like what I did last night, finishing the Lamborghini, that was hard. Doing 3 and 4 hours is really hard. So we're finished one arm. Nice.
So can I ask, Rick, is this one a mega? Is it a mega blocks or is it?
No, this is just literally AliExpress Chinese blocks, and you're seeing more of this where they're collecting the bricks from a number of manufacturers.
All right.
And then they collect them together, and then most likely stealing the instructions from somewhere. Like, I have no doubt if you looked, it probably wouldn't be hard to find it on any number of services, like maybe Rebrickable, maybe one of the other ones. Because I don't think I found too much that's original when I see this.
Yeah, no. It does look cool. You know, as we were saying the other night, I'm not 100% purist. I am as much as I can.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you, bud. You're coming through very loud.
Let's see.
You always get to the bottom of the cup. And it's like, I wish there was
We are
more in
trying. We are trying.
Oh, yeah. A bit of echo there. Just a little bit.
This is not good.
All right. I should
be back.
That's one camera recovered.
That's one camera recovered. Give me a moment.
And we will try and recover the
camera.
Okay,
First
one.
one. Setting. Audio. No, don't want that. That should be muted. Just to make sure. Okay. Sorry, guys. Two more cameras. Mute. Settings. Camera should be the second one. Audio. That's wrong anyway. It's muted. Condenser mic. That's two. They went poof, Ryan. I assume you can hear me good right now. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? All my internet went pop. And I got one more here. Mute. Settings. Camera 3. Audio. Not default. Sensor. And it's echoing badly? Okay, it might be one of my mute settings.
It was.
Close that.
Yeah, that Lambo does look good sitting there. I like the look of that.
Okay, so that's wrong. That's wrong. It should be 3. Okay, it's not liking this at all. I might be losing one of my cameras here right now, so. Let's just remove it. We'll take that one camera out of play. How about now? What's the echo like right now? And go back to the other browser.
There is no echo. You sound perfect.
Minimize that. So one camera. Create a live for the camera. The audio should be condenser 1 2 3 1 2 3. Echo cancellation is on. And my other camera's microphones are off.
Sound good to me.
Beyond that, then it's StreamYard's. It's okay now? Okay. I'm not going to try again with that other camera. It's not worth it. You guys got the one view. You got a top-down view. That's more than plenty. I'm not getting Brett at all, so I don't know if his connection to me has popped as well, because it's dead silent to me now. Are you guys hearing Brett? Let me know if you're hearing Brett.
Chatting. I'm not seeing Brett.
And actually, let me see.
Can you hear me, buddy?
No, speaker 2. Let me do a test here. Okay, possibly could my headset right now, even on my test. Oh no, hang on. Not on the microphones. I have lost. Ooh. Okay, Brett. 1 2 3 1 2 3. I hear Brett. I can hear his clicking. Here we go. Interesting that it all went pop on me. We're back.
Me clicking? No clicking.
I hear the clicking and all the background noise. So at least I hear something from you now. And we're golden. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a total boot off. Sorry, how's the what? This is a little bit like this game of telephone when you and me are on together. I need one part and I'm not seeing it. I'm counting in my head and it sounds like it's about an 8-second delay. But it's always been that way between you and me. When you're on, it's always about an 8-second delay.
That's not too bad.
Because it sounds like we're doing, a telephone through the can and a string.
Considering where we are on the map.
Yeah. Okay, I need another part to do the thumb. I need a little plate with a bar holder. Where are they? This is where I should be pre-sorting, but it's such a small set. Pre-sorting almost feels foolish. Black, there isn't many of those. One. Actually, I should say there isn't any. That's just one. 3, 1, 2, 3 for some fingers. My wife is back a lot earlier than I thought she would be. Let's see. Is it like this? Can't tell. Oh, and then close the fingers a little. I mean, I'll probably watch Chucky right after this. Like, if it's not too late. Go find the first one and watch it. Oh, wow, this is the knife. Okay, so how's this supposed to look? Oh, neat. Okay. That is cool. So where's my hands here? Oh, there we go. Even on my stream, I'm seeing a delay right now, which is nice. Maybe a 4-second delay that I'm not used to seeing. So I wonder if there's a problem between me and StreamYards. I hope not, because it took us 6 weeks to a month to resolve the last big hiccup between my direct connection to them. And with my high-speed service, it's normally awesome. But I didn't do a streaming pre-test either, so actually that wouldn't have stopped me. Even if it was the numbers were just average, I still would have gone on, because you don't actually need much to stream. I have an obscene amount of bandwidth normally.
I tend to find, because I'm in the UK, if I connect with America, if we sit not live, I'm generally fine. It's when we go live, like you say, there's a delay. But then what you've also got to remember, Rick, is there is 8 other people in this house. At least 5 to turn their internet off for me. And some people have smart meters. And
oh yeah, and there's
so I have to do the best I can with what I've got, unfortunately. But
yeah, there's settings I'll tell people to play with if they understand their routers. Like there's a term called QoS, quality of service. The problem is it's a great setting to play with, but it's also a selfish setting, because if you monkey with it, you could absolutely monopolize your bandwidth. And then let's say if you got someone who wants to play a high-end video game or play Netflix, cranked all the way up, quality-wise, their performance will drag through the mud. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tweaks that can be done, but they're not necessarily fair to everyone who wants to use the service at the time, depending on how much bandwidth you've got. And I've been fortunate that where I am now, like I had really good service last year before Christmas, but then we had 3 jumps since Christmas of last year in the quality, because I've been tracking it, and it's and I've been very pleased with that. But just because it's faster doesn't mean it's perfect, and there's still hiccups to be had at times. And then even little things, like I'll tell people, like if you're on wireless at home and not directly connected, let's say you're using a laptop or whatever. If you're on a laptop or a wireless computer, I'd say plug it in. That's number 1. And number 2, make sure no one runs the microwave, because you can't believe what a microwave will do to your bandwidth. And you could watch it quite literally, like go right down. Someone's nuking popcorn for 3 minutes. You can watch that go right down. And then if you're wireless, that is so much worse with the microwave going on. Oh, good. We're putting the other arms on. Ooh. Okay, so either I've pushed this on too tight, it can't actually grip, so let's loosen this, or the clip is really trash. That's also possible. Ooh, this is, come on. Okay, I'll put it on the clip first. Let's try that. There we go. And then in the hole, put it in the, there we go. Now we've got this. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm still seeing delay though, because I'm looking at my main camera, which should be getting like full speed.
That's like, cool.
That is too cool right now. I'm loving that. All right, what's next here? Neck and head stuff? Okay. I need a little ball joint. I saw one. There we go. You know, these little weird bills, stuff that Lego will never do. I mean, this is one of the reasons I started All Bricks Count. I love my Lego. I always will. But to be able to build the stuff that they don't want us to build or just won't ever license for personal or political reasons or whatever. Like, and you know, not to start the age-old argument that Lego's full of shit, but sometimes they're just full of shit. I mean, oh yeah, we don't want to make this set because it's violent or whatever, but they'll put Nazi stuff from Indiana Jones, right? And it's like, just because they'll remove, you know, a swastika or something else doesn't mean that it wasn't a Nazi plane or it wasn't a Nazi this or that. And it's like, and I get it, it's a fictional movie, but you're depicting, you know, some real life type things in a fictional movie in a toy environment. It's like, you guys got to pick and choose your battles a little better.
Can you see the trains there, Rick?
Oh, yeah, but what I'll do is I'll give you the big screen and then everyone will see them better. I tell you, I love that. I wish I had more space so I could put more stuff out like that.
Right.
For me, it has to go behind glass.
It's like you said, Lego never intended trains to go on top of trains to go on top of trains.
Yeah.
But with the right amount of bricks and the right idea, anything is possible. So like you say, all bricks count. It don't matter whether it's a 1x1 or a 2x16 plate. It don't matter which bricks it is. Every brick has a purpose and can be repurposed. And as you've seen here, my 5-year-old absolutely loves this train layout. There's nearly 10 trains on it. And he just take them off. He puts them on the floor, Rick, with a bit of track. And then he crashes them. But he doesn't crash them to the point where he breaks them anymore, thank God.
You spend all your time rebuilding.
You know, that's the fun and games. Yeah, that's the fun and games. And again, like you say, Lego never intended a train to go on top of a train to go on top of a train. Yeah. And when I got my first train, the first thing I wanted to do was get the parts to put one on top of it so that I could race them. People are like, you don't do that with Lego trains. I'm like, I do. And again,
why not?
It being 3 levels up, when the train comes off up there, it don't just come off, it smashes to pieces.
Oh yeah, no, it's destructive. It's
part of learning. Part of learning is testing. And little guy has seen me run my own train in the middle, clean off the top, all 3 carriages, it went flying. And I had to sit and I had to rebuild. But he learned through the testing that certain things work and certain things doesn't. He's also experimented with putting things in front of the train to try and stop it. He started out with a brick, then he wanted a mini boy.
Has he tried putting weights in them yet to add more weight in the bottom?
The problem I have is I eat through batteries. Because all of mine are still just single battery powered trains, I eat through batteries. I will literally go through 6 batteries in about an hour.
Yeah. Well, you use any recyclables or you prefer the rechargeables? I don't like rechargeables. They don't give me the output I want for very long, but I like alkalines, and that's what's sad. Like I can go to Best Buy here or Walmart and buy like a massive box of alkaline batteries that are so cheap that I don't even want to use a rechargeable. I'd rather use an alkaline and get better energy out of it.
Exactly what you said. I can get 50 for $1, $2. So why do I want to have to sit and wait for them to recharge for like 6 hours?
Yeah.
when you can just put 6 in it.
And I'll tell the truth, like these cheap ones from Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, they're probably 80% of what like a good brand new Duracell would be, but that's still 80% for dirt cheap. It still pays off for me. And over the years, I've made the decision more than a few times that, I'm just going to, I got a box of them. We got a little drawer full of batteries.
Again,
I don't even know where my rechargeables are anymore. We just go to Walmart and Best Buy and we buy these monster boxes every 2 or 3 years. And that's what we live with. And we're happy for the most part with that. Hey, happy Halloween, Eileen. Shazam. She's in my neck of the woods. She's, Actually, Eileen, are you still close to me or are you close to Dan right now? If she's close to me, she's not far. Ooh, hey, there's Big Nate. Shazam.
Hey.
Hey, happy Halloween.
You too.
Or whatever pagan rituals you guys do down there.
Down here in Kentucky.
Down here, all that far.
No, we're pretty civilized when it comes to the national holidays.
Yeah. Why, is Halloween a holiday?
I don't know. It is for me. The whole month's a holiday.
Oh, okay. But and for us, it's just, tonight out eating too much candy or whatever for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's back here near me.
So, Brett, what about you? They adopt the whole trick or treat thing there yet in the UK?
We do, Nate, and Mrs. Brett has her own beliefs on it, and I've never seen this before. As a child, I went out for the candy, that's what you do as a kid, but Mrs. Brett does it different. She says she don't like the idea of that nowadays because the world isn't as safe as it was when we were children.
Right.
And she throws the kids a party and just throws a load of candy in a bowl. So, yes, they had a party, but the trick-or-treating is traditional and a lot of kids do it.
Oh, I think all kids should at least do it once, And then if they outgrow it, that's fine. But I think it's a great experience. And especially if they make their own stuff or at least participate in it. But as a kid, our parents would buy the silly plastic costume with the plastic mask with the rubber band. You put it behind your ears. The rubber band snaps and gets you in the eyes. Or
the mask always cracked.
Always cracked. Yeah, you always think you'd keep it. It didn't even last the night.
Yeah.
But that's an experience. That's a rite of passage.
So when I was a kid, they didn't do door-to-door trick-or-treating in England.
No?
No, that's something they've only just started at, this century.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's Brett's kids are growing up with that tradition, but back in the, 80s when I lived there, that was not a thing. You want to go door to, we came back from the States the first time and, hey, we're going to go door to door for candy. And everybody was like, what? Get the hell out of here.
Oh, I mean, for those who don't know, it's creepy. I think it's great. I stopped doing it when I was a kid. The 1 year, I was probably a little bit old to be doing it, and I went out and I made a night costume, and sure enough, I got egged, and that was it. I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore.
Right.
But still, I had a great time. And for a lot of kids, at least here, it's the first time they get to do something maybe with their friends without their parents being a chaperone. They get, they'll go out and with a group of 4 kids and, parents tell them be safe and be home by 8 and all that great stuff. But I think it's an important rite of passage for the kids to do.
Yeah, that's the heyday I remember. You'd go out with a pillowcase and be gone for 5-6 hours.
Yeah. My sister was super competitive. She'd come home with massive amounts. For her, it was an Olympic marathon kind of situation. How far, how fast. And she was the one who figured out police stations and fire halls.
Right.
And because they they give you candy, but they give you money too. So she come home with quite the haul. At least here, that was her experience. And once she figured that out, she started being strategic. And it's like, okay, we got 2 fire stations, in the district, and then one police station and 1 EMS station, and so she would plan a route that way even.
Yeah, that is advanced training.
Yeah.
No, when I was growing up here in the States, we had a neighborhood that had a lot of kids in it, and it was really safe. All the parents were, out in their porches watching the kids. We could run for blocks and always see somebody we knew,
Yeah.
So it was I felt completely safe, and the parents didn't mind us being out for 4 hours,
I think that's where the best experiences are, when you have the parents let the kids go, but they're still like present and aware, and they're the community is looking out.
Yeah. The neighborhood I'm in now, it's mostly folks that are retired. There's not a lot of families with children.
Yeah.
So not a lot of activity in this neighborhood. So my wife and kids are at a friend's neighborhood where there is a huge turnout, and they've got hundreds of kids in the streets. But but the same thing. The parents are all on the porches, or they're just walking the streets kind of behind the groups. Yeah. The kids are zigzagging up and down all the roads. And
when I was a kid here in Toronto, they put out a huge police presence in a lot of neighborhoods, and not to be scary or anything, but it was one of those things we're taught in school that when you're out tonight, because it's always on a school night generally, when you're out tonight and you're doing your thing, if you're lost, if this happens, if that happens, that's where you're going to go, right? If you don't have a good community watch, in your neighborhood, that cop, or in our case, even our cable company, like our major cable guys, which was now Rogers, they had a different name back then. You could go to their trucks and they'd help you out, and it was a pretty good setup. There's my first loose one. Look at that. It does not really even stud in. Like I would probably really need to glue that in, We might do a little cheat. Where's my plastic? I haven't done this in a while. Do I have some tools? No.
No acetone there at the desk?
Oh, no. I'd have to really go digging for that. That's okay. We just cut a little bit of plastic off. But that's my first loose clutch. But I'm not shocked, because given the color variances in the blues, like, not top-notch bricks being used. So all I'm going to do is take that little bit of plastic, put that strategically in a place. And that's already a little bit better. And then if I have to, I'll strip some plastic later. I just need to get it together. I can always do glues or more plastic. I just need to get it clutched.
I see in the chat, Mama Lego says her family's doing it right.
Yeah. That was the other thing too, the parties. But we have so many rule changes and stuff with the schools now, like what they can and can't do, and even the school experience has been screwed up for these poor kids. Oh, did he pop out? Here, I heard the pop. Where's that screen?
I don't know what happened. I turned my phone from one side to the other, and all of a sudden I was outside again.
Yeah, all I heard was pop, which is a nice thing about having the headphones on. If it was just like if I was just using speakers, I wouldn't hear it nearly as well. But yeah, with the headphones, like pop. Oh, okay. Someone either joining or they left.
Right.
Very distinct. few more of these. So I guess I'm building the head here of this guy. Where is this going? 1/6. Okay, did they print? Okay, good. I got printed. I was worried these weren't going to be printed. There's always a better even chance, like some of the printed stuff on the cheapy Chinese won't get done. So that's good. I'll face them that way, so that's what they show in the instructions. This is a very mean looking Chucky. Not that he's not mean looking, but it's like I had no good photography I could use when I was looking around for completed versions of the set, and of course it's not a lot.
Right.
But geez, even now that I'm looking where I'm placing these plates, if I move them up, well, we'll do it the way they say, and I can modify it later if I'm really not pleased. There's a Pinocchio set that a few Chinese sites have, and then Nifeliz, I think, has it too. But it's about $100. Like, it's not cheap, but it's beautiful. It looks like a beautiful marionette, and I'm really tempted to get it as maybe my last set for the year. Again, it's not Disney official, but it's sweet looking. Like
I think I've seen that.
Unmistakably Pinocchio, and I'll put a link somewhere later. But it is just beautiful. And I look at that and I go, okay, Lego has the Disney license. Why aren't they giving us a giant marionette? You know, missed opportunities there.
Oh, let's not get started on that.
Clips and slopes. So there's some slopes, some clips. Why? What sets do you think they should be making? Or where do you think they're really missing the mark? Like, especially on something they already have that they could just do.
Well, I mean, Disney is an endless pit of sets you could build. I don't know why they don't have a whole team. I mean, if they've got that agreement with them.
Yeah. I mean, it seems pretty clear that they're able to produce just about anything that has the Disney name on it. So it's like, why not? What's holding them back?
I wish they would make more of, like, you know, the mini dolls, the princess sets they've got with the friend style dolls.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do more of those sets with a regular minifig. I think those would sell well. I think a lot of people stay away from the princess sets because they've got the mini doll, not the minifigure.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a time when you'll see Lego do less and less of the minifig just because their control over patents for those elements have become either weak or non-existent, depending on the country you're in.
Right.
Which is why the doll came to be. It's the next progression. But it's like now, like a year or two ago, when I showed those Chinese posable minifigs. So you have the shape of the original minifig that people like, but now you have articulation and posability. And it's like, come on, guys, what do you do? And even if you can't patent it, why aren't you giving it to us? Because people would love. Now, granted, it could become more difficult to make good-looking prints, or they'd have to improve their technology. Maybe go to more of a UV printing or even laser etching for certain stuff.
Well, still, though, I mean, look at Mega Constructs. I mean, they've got some really nice figures.
Oh, yeah.
And they're only what are they, like a 1/4 inch taller?
Yeah.
You know, half a centimeter taller than the standard Lego figure. So,
well, if you look at, the last 2 decades, and they've had like 4 different styles of figures. Some I would call the 4+ figures, and then you got your Call of Duty style figures, and then 1 or 2 other variants. You got the current one now with the Hot Wheels sets, which that's pretty common with a lot of the Chinese brands, I'd figure now. There's really no limit to what they could do. Lego just gets into these certain ruts where it's like, because they can mass produce and store elements so long and print millions and millions of a certain element, like they're so unwilling to change sometimes.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
I'm sure there's absolutely good cost reasons for it, but it's like, guys, come on.
I don't know, but the Lego figure is iconic. Therefore, they will probably never change it. And, you know, Lego being such a monopoly in the field, you know, a lot of...
What about them new CMFs, guys? The ones with the goat?
Oh, the ones who were just leaked? The new series?
Yeah.
Look at this face. This is kind of mean. We're not even complete yet, and he's already looking mean.
He's got a pretty beefy head there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to modify it to move his brow higher, but maybe not. I don't think there'll be room for it now that I'm seeing these steps.
Yeah, Brett, those new CMFs, I really like that Black Knight. The Traveler with the goat. I mean, obviously, everyone's going to want to get that just to get the goat.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one to get. Anything with new animals, especially animals with new colors.
Yeah, I just think it's really funny. They were like, oh, we lost the print. We can't make the mold anymore. And we don't know what to do. Then all of a sudden it's coming out in the CMF.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance to look at VW Brick's Wednesday live streams, he does a nice little segment, usually towards the end of the first hour, where they're talking about all the new parts in this week's or this month's releases.
Mm-hmm.
And they take it from such a historian type background where they'll tell you, you know, oh, this is when this element was used and this is a new color since this point and all this. Like, they really know their stuff. Like, it's something else. Like, I'm really out of place the few times I've been on that stream, because it's like, I'm not a big mock builder. I don't know what they know about the bricks and the history of the parts and stuff.
Right.
Once they go down that road, I am so out of my element. And it's like, I just smile and nod a lot, because I don't have a lot of input at that point other than, oh, that's a cool part. But yeah, it's something else. I mean, at any one point, Lego has 8,000 plus elements active in their catalog. Maybe 12,000 or 14,000 ever produced different elements.
Oh, yeah.
Vaults get retired. Some get brought back and pulled out of the vault. Some get remade altogether. And it's interesting to see. I watched one of these guys, one of these designers and stuff, who they're coming up with some of those new parts on the Speed Champs a year or two back. And it's neat to see that as much as Lego hates the 3D printer people out there, they're absolutely using this technology to prototype ideas, you know, because they were. And the guy was making runs on stuff, and then he was going to hand that upstream, and then they would do their own thing to make their version of that part with the same connectability.
Right.
So he could achieve what he needed to get the look he needed to. But it's like, yeah, while Lego will shit on the entire community of 3D print people, they absolutely will use that tech themselves.
Well, they got to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't...
It's just smart. It's cheap and fast. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would love to see how they did it in ancient times. Like, in the beginning, like, how did they come up with such a good, high-quality part with such, you know, like 1,000th of a millimeter tolerance, so it clutches a certain way? Like, I would like to see how they did it in the old days. How did they prototype those pieces to have them be so good? Because I really don't know. I understand mold processes and making molds and all that, but, you know, the very first guy making the first elements to do this, and what's he doing, you know, before he hands it to the real engineers who are doing their thing to make...
Oh, yeah, the whole how should I say this? The math behind everything is once you figured out that math, you unlock that door. You know, saying it's like a whole nother world. But yeah, whoever figured that out, whoever was like, here's the standard, you know, for what everything's going to be calculated off of. And then obviously after that, I think it was just, you know, they probably molded stuff with clay, whittled it out of wood.
Yeah, see, I watch a lot of car guys too, right? And watching them prototype parts and stuff. And now it's all, you know, CNC machines, and they can go straight to CAD and mess around. And I'm watching like this one guy who, you know, he prototyped a part, and of course he was off by about 1/1000th of a millimeter, and he had, you know, A piece and B piece, and they're supposed to go together. And it was like, it got cut so good. He's sitting there with a mallet trying to whack them together. He goes, nope, I got to go back and shave off 1/1000th to make that work. And it's like, wow. Just so it would slide in like butter. And
oh yeah,
something else. Ooh, okay, so where are we at now? This is upside down. This is like making a giant brick head. Oh, is it coming together here? Let's see. Ooh. So not the best instructions, but that's not, you know, uncommon with a lot of this stuff I build.
Is this another online PDF?
Yeah, PDF. If it comes with these yellow bags, it's 99% of the time going to be PDF. And that annoys me, but it's actually better. They tend to be my better streams because I'm forced to look at the screen more, right? Instead of being head down looking at the paper. So there's our head coming along. Definitely creepy looking.
Mm.
Kind of looks like a little puppy dog. Believe in the process. Hey, that Lamborghini last night, like I wasn't so sure for a while, and then once I got about 75%, I got, oh, the shaping is there, and they did a real good job achieving some of those really weird angles on a Countach. Which really makes you wonder, why the hell hasn't Lego given us this? Because the guy who designed that, I actually know who did it. He took, I think it was the Lego Porsche set.
Right.
As he broke down the Lego Porsche and made like 5 or 10 different mocks, which he published instructions for. I'm pretty sure this is one of his builds. Firas Jabber Abdul. I know those 3 names are in there. I just don't know if I got them in the right order. And the guy, an Arab fellow, very talented guy. Why he's not working for Lego, I don't know. As his car builds, especially where he can take a Lego set and within a month produce 5 or 10 alternate builds that are all amazing. Because honestly, that's the kind of guy Lego should have working for him, because how many more sets would they sell if you knew that you could build out of the Porsche set 5 more awesome builds? Right. Even if you said we won't print the instructions, they'll be PDF online. So it's on the web page.
But at least pay them, man. Put them on the payroll, make it yours.
Yeah. You know? The Technics sets do that, right? You get the A build, and then the second build is online. It's not in the manual. When I built the Mack truck, I'm pretty sure the second build was PDF. And that was the last big Technic car I had built. And the Jeep, I don't know if it had any alternate builds, but with the large Technics that were 2-in-1, the second one was a PDF. So I think Lego's missing the mark there, where they could be providing a lot of value to people. I mean, when I fell in love with Lego, doing Classic Space, they showed you alternate builds, no instructions, but they showed you alternate builds you could do with parts in that box, right?
Oh, yeah. On the back, yeah. Oh, there's always at least 2 alternate builds on the back of the box.
Yeah. When I build the Alpha base or whatever, and it's like, okay, you build the Alpha base, and that's fun. But then they show you, hey, here's 2 or 3 other things in the leaf, in the cover. And it's like, wow. Yeah. And then you went nuts trying to figure out how to do it. and the education you got by trying to reverse engineer from a picture, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's been lost, I think. Is largely not done.
Well, I mean, not on us, but the generation that's growing up as kids now with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to figure it out. You just get, the bags were not numbered. Nothing was in order. You just dumped it all out inside the box and you just sorted. I mean, it took you hours to build a large set because you spent 90% of your time trying to find that one piece.
And I know some people think, oh, that's false value because it's just slowing you down. But it's like, hey, it taught you patience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got so much secondhand Lego when I was a kid. I really appreciated when I got a new set for like Christmas or my birthday.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, okay, I know all the parts should be here. Like this is not just like, hey, I got a new bag or, I got a big tub from a yard sale or my dad went to the consignment shop on the way home.
I never had an experience as a child where, I'm missing a piece because everything was new. But it's not like we got a lot new. My dad only bought what he could afford. But because he was always exposed to his bosses and his boss's kids, and they had money, of course, he always did the best he could for us, right?
Right.
And he wanted us to have those experiences. Okay,
yeah.
This is horrible.
Well, see, I mean, so I would say first couple of years with my experience with Lego was my dad would drive from London to the village we lived in, and he would stop at a toy soldier shop. He was into model toy soldiers, reenactment soldiers and stuff. Okay. He loved, I guess they call him Warhammer now is what he's at the scale. But he loved collecting and painting those. He would stop at the shop in a village that was kind of halfway between our town and London. And every now and then they'd have just random bags of Lego and he'd just pick them up and bring them home. And
wow.
That's where, so my first, I would say 5-6 years experience with Lego was like, with just random parts. We would just build.
And that's an awesome experience too. I mean,
yeah. And then, once the village we were in had a toy store big enough, they started, actually bringing in Lego sets. Then I could start grabbing those classic space, those classic towns. Mm-hmm. Those were the ones I was trying to, earn the money for, a couple of pounds here and there so I could buy one of those sets.
My dad was so competitive and honestly, like he couldn't afford to be. It's like, he was a go-getter, he was a hustler, whatever it took, right? To get those. I mean, when it came to even during the thin times for us, like Christmas was always awesome no matter what. But I didn't realize that also meant that he was working 2 or 3 jobs and all that kind of stuff to make sure.
Yeah. You never realized the toll it took on your parents.
Oh yeah, it was something else. But like, he did, like when we got the Atari 2600, we got with 40 games. I got with 40 games. Now it wasn't brand new and I didn't really know and I didn't really care. I was getting a game system, right? Fully loaded. Now what I didn't know was that was from his boss who was punishing his son and had taken it away from him. So my dad, yeah, his rich boss, punishing his kid. And then if you go back, like my hockey equipment, guess what? All the pads, so, $600 to $800 worth of pads in the hockey bag and all that. Again, same boss, I think, doing whatever, or his kid had grown out of it, one or the other. But there was so many little things in my childhood that when I look back later, it's like, wow, there's some unhappy little kid out there who would probably love to kill me, having known that I got everything his dad ever took away from him.
Right.
Oh,
we moved here to the States. My parents found yard sales. And so, in England at the time, it was, either the church had a sale or it was a boot sale once a year, in the town square. Out here, every weekend, some neighborhood was having a yard sale, citywide yard sale, and I got things like, you know, the G.I. Joe flagship. You know.
Oh, you got the flag? Is that what?
Oh,
that
dude,
was?
yeah. My dad brought it home one day. He was like, "Hey, doesn't this go with those little army figures you like?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I think so." And he's like, "Yeah, this dude said $10," and I brought the whole box home, and I'm like, "Hell yeah," you know. And it was not complete, but 80%, 85. You know,
Yeah.
like
if my dad was alive, he'd be the one in this chair. Like he was the overgrown kid, you know.
mm-hmm.
And he was absolutely catching up on all the thin years that he had when he was younger, when he had nothing and he left home at 14 and all that stuff.
Right.
He was definitely making up for lost years in his own life. But if he was alive today and saw what we do, and he'd be in this chair, absolutely playing with the toys.
Yeah, my dad stuck with he stuck with his toy soldiers.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like he set up reenactment tables and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. You know, he had a table set up. It was a 4x8 sheet of OSB in the basement, and he had 2x2 foot squares that were I don't know, each square was a different model. Like he had them so he was really big in the American Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he liked the one. I think I want to say it was the 172 scale.
Okay.
So they're about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch tall soldiers. And he would follow that scale and get train sets, houses, trees, build his own rivers and mountains, glue them on these 2x2 foot boards with the grass, and have it set up to where the roads and the rivers would all match, and you could just pick any 8 boards and you could make a layout, and then you could have a battle reenactment.
Yeah.
And then there was rules like I don't know, from what I understand, he and his friends, when they were in college, the rules they made up are the base rules for what like Dungeons and Dragons are now.
Yeah. You'll probably, I bet you like his rules are what's probably been built into GURPS, the generic universal role play system, GURPS.
Right. I think one of the guys that was in college with them actually started that universal system.
Yeah. Because that's like, I like the D&D and AD&D, and that was cool. But then you're playing that fantasy universe. But then I discovered GURPS. And it's like, oh, if you understood this system, you could, hey, you created Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe. You created this, you created that. Star Wars we did. We figured out a way to apply to everything pretty fairly universally. And you wouldn't have fights because everyone felt the rules worked pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean that's what they're doing in the late 60s, early 70s in Newcastle University. That is where all that was born.
Nice.
My dad was one of those hippies, involved in that. So
see, look at that. People learn everything here. A little history lesson.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Actually, the comic shop I worked at for a very short period of time was actually one of the historic home bases for role-playing games in the Toronto area. By the time I had discovered the comic book shop, that was long gone. Only nostalgia and history was still tied to it. No one was playing there. There was a table in the back no one was using. They weren't really selling anything anymore, which is a shame because that got kind of lost to time as well. But that store, the back half of the comic shop, it was the place for like Dungeons and Dragons in Toronto.
Yeah. I feel that's kind of coming back. We there's a huge comic and collectible card shop here in town now that they have got over 300 tables, and you can go in there. You can go in there any given night, and there will be Magic, D&D, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. They're all being played.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they really encourage that. And what they do is they don't charge, You just have to book the table. They don't charge for it.
Right.
But they encourage you to buy the snacks and the products from inside the store. So.
And you know what? If you get enough people there who will spend 3 or 4 hours, even if they think I'll brown bag it, that can add up quick. Yeah, you can make money from concessions and make up, for what you might not be making on the other stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they're a huge shop in a nice part of town, and they're still open. They've been open for years, and anytime we go play Pokemon tournaments, there's always 2 or 3 rows of tables for a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. 2 rows of tables for a Pokemon. There's always a large section of, D&D party or 2.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering's huge too. So I mean, they're always playing a couple of rows of tables there.
I can't say how big Magic is here. I know people are still buying the cards, but actual playing. But Fan Expo, when that comes back around next summer, they have a huge section put aside for the game players, for the cards, all the card types. So, I mean, people are still into it, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, how am I supposed to tell which way this is going? Brown on brown, and it's like, this is just I mean, just okay, that must go this way. That must go here. Tell you, the deductive reasoning is sitting there going, like, it can only go one way, like process of elimination. It's like, okay, so this is going to be the back of his head. Okay. I don't know if that's a great choice. It's going to have holes in his head, but alrighty. And don't drop. Now he has a little hole in his head. If there's extra parts left over, I might just reopen his head and shove them inside, because that's a trick I like to use. Anything that's not Lego, if I have to, I'll make a little Ziploc and mark it. Okay, like the Lamborghini had a lot of extra parts, so I mark Lamborghini, whatever, extra parts. But that means now I got to manage that bag and track where it goes. I'd far rather, if it's just a handful of parts, shove it in like this guy's head or something, and not worry where the extra parts went. Why is this popping up here? Okay. I'm also getting the chat pop-ups on the computer. It's like, a little confusing for me. Okay, I can put the head on. Nice. There we go. Oh, and his head is heavy. So here's the body, torso with the head. And you've got some options for what to do with the head. It would have been nice if you could move the eyes and the eyebrows. He's definitely got a little Frankenstein thing going on, but with his kind of almost unibrow look. But that could be modified a little bit pretty easily. Move that arm up a little. I'm loving it. He's pretty cool. All right, let's get these legs done. Not much left. Oh, this is just top-down building now.
That's cool. So, did you say you had a hole in the head? You can hide the extra part?
There is a space, so if there is some extra parts left over, I might be able to shove them in there, which will make me happy, because then I don't have to have little Ziplocs floating around for these no-name companies.
Right.
Lego spares go into just a big jar. I don't care. Lego's Lego, universal. But yeah, all these non-Legos, I either Ziploc all their parts separately. It never merges with anything else. Like even Mega, every Mega build, their parts will be separate by set. Just because over the years, the differences with the Mega colors and stuff, it's gotten better, of course. But, the stuff from a decade ago, 15 years ago, you know, every set had different colors that never matched any other thing that would come out. So I would always try and keep stuff on its own. Let's see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Round part, and so far I'm not missing anything, so that's good. Another slope. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Be good, be good. Hinge base. Snap together. Hinge base on the bottom. I would love to build, you know, actually, I was about to say, I would love to build a gremlin. I have a gremlin. I have a gizmo here I got to build. Maybe after Massini said, I'll move on and do Gizmo. And I think Gizmo is kind of a similar scale to this guy, too. Oh, you dirty bugger. Oh, that's a little weird looking. Okay. Let's see. To the outer point. He's kind of bow-legged. That's okay. What's his name, I think? Wasn't it Charles Ray? I can't remember now. I'm getting so old. He had the blood of a murderer in him. I think that was it. I got into him at the toy factory or something like that. I got to rewatch that first movie because my memory is so flawed for the first Chucky. Let's see. White, green, red, and blue. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Really? No.
You're missing a part.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like it. Let's see. I got him. Let's see. That's not the blue. Not those. Not those. Yeah. It's one I should be able to fix easily, but not on the spot. And what it looks like is they gave me, I think, an extra white. So that's not a horrible thing. So what I will do is, yeah, is it there? Nope. Nope.
Can you sub the parts you've got, or is it gonna stop you from finishing the build?
Oh, it's not going to make me stop. I'm just double checking that it's not an actual fatal piece here. Just that is. Oh, the instructions are cockeyed. It's absolutely missing, but the instructions are screwed up too. Seriously. Oh, you know, okay. Let's see. If it goes to 141, that would be finished. And then, alternate instructions to change the position of his legs. So he's sitting down. I don't know if I really give a shit about him sitting down. Okay, let's build him till he's standing up and we're good. So where are we here? So first one's good. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh, well, that's it. I screwed up on the other side. Haha. There we go. I put 2 blues and no white. So white, green, blah, blah, blah. Sure enough. Okay. White, green, red, blue. There we go. Okay, so we're back to nothing missing.
It was you.
It was me all along. Oh yeah, building live does not help you at all build accurately. Okay, so now one of these, a hinge base. can't remember what build I had, but I had to put like 50 hinge bases on something, and by the time I was done, my thumb was bleeding because you're poking down, and that's just jabbing you like a insulin pen or something, like in your thumb every time and there was no good way. Like I thought it would come up with little tools to have me push down, and at the time it's like, nope, that wasn't working. That wasn't helping.
You need a little like a little rubber thimble or something.
Yeah, and absolutely a Lego rubber thimble. I mean, there's a market for that. It's not a bad idea. So I've built enough of these things over the years where I wish I had some protection. Because sure enough, when you're done, your fingers or your thumb are like white from all the moisture drawn out and all the pressure you applied at bad angles.
Every time I do a good size set, I've always got a broken nail. Yeah.
So let's see here. We are basically done. I put this on. He should stand. And then, okay, let me check these other parts here. So so that would be for the next part of the build if I did that. Little change there, a little change there. Would that be an extra piece? I guess that would be an extra piece.
That looks like a big piece.
Yeah, well, I'm done the primary build, and then the optional is to change the orientation of the leg so he's sitting. So I'm just seeing where parts are used, and it's like, okay, that's not a big deal. The two browns I don't see going anywhere. So can they go over? Nope, those are ears, and they're exposed. So no missed points. So the two browns are extra for sure. Not using either version. Okay. And no opportunity to use that. So too many parts for me to shove in his head, as much as I might like to. So let's see. Where's my camera?
He's so cute.
Yeah. I just want to put a better camera on him, but it's the camera that failed us earlier. Let's see. Going back.
He looks good on the big camera.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking okay. I just want to get a different angle.
He looks just like the thumbnail you used.
Oh, yeah, creepy little thing I stole. Okay, so if I do this, I want a camera 3 if it'll give it to me. Pro tip, wear headphones if you're blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it should be the third one, which is not showing me. Condenser, mute. It's not liking that. Come on. Just give me the camera. It's really not liking this right now. Enter out. Oh, son of a gun. Did it kill? No.
Yeah, it killed your mic.
1, 2, 3, 1, 3.
Okay, there you go.
But I got to mute this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's better. Okay, that just duplicated a camera. That's not what I want. Settings 3. Your browser can't accept. Okay, it's just not liking it. When it locked this camera out, it's just not behaving. Oh, well. That's as good as it gets tonight. But yeah, that's not bad. Actually, we can go old school here. Whoa, earthquake time. There's that awesome Lambo. So.
Oh, there we go.
So. Maybe put you up here. Yeah, that is super creepy. So you got some options here. You can definitely, there we go. Big finger. Yeah, it's too bad about the eyes. Can't do too much about the eyes. But, and you could jerk around the legs a little bit.
So the eyes are, what, 2x2 round tiles behind a...
by a 2x3 wedge wing plate.
Okay, so, I mean...
I could, if I remove those wing plates, it would open it up a lot.
Yeah.
I think it definitely looks a little kind of, like I said, Frankenstein earlier. I'm trying to be polite.
Right.
There's definitely some other terms I could use how he looks there, but that's pretty cool. I dig that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be creepy, and he is.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's definitely something that when my wife looks in the cabinet tomorrow, that looking back better.
Put it right behind the coffee cups.
Yeah. Well, where she sits in the living room, the middle glass cabinet, the Detolf one, that one looks right at her.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm liking that. That's not bad. And not a lot of extra pieces, just a bit. Nothing terribly useful. I'll probably just put that one on, and I don't know if I can squeeze the hair on there. More hair pieces, doesn't look like it. Well, I am done, guys.
Cool.
Nate, Brett, thanks for hanging with me. Been a while since I've done a Halloween stream. Hope you guys have a good evening. Yeah. My next build should be, I'm guessing Thursday or Friday. I'm going to start that that lighthouse back there. That's the next one. The Massini that they send me to build. So that's a review set. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's good timing. Sounds like my crew just came home.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to shut her down. I'm just going to put this guy back on the big screen. And we will go full screen with him. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and happy Halloween. Have a good night. Peace.
Yeah,
Make sure you give a like, comment, subscribe to All Bricks Count on YouTube and everywhere else. And then click on these guys in the chat, and they've got YouTube channels, Big Nate Bricks and Brett's Builds. And I think Brick Maniac's still hanging around. JDP Builds, he's still... Well, he should be looking in every truck stop he gets to. So he's not,
right.
He's driving. But take it easy, guys. Peace.